We've already been all over the place today. I'm going to try to at least stick with this Mecole Hardman thing because let's hear from Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl 58 MVP, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, on that final play that delivered the victory for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the play call, I think it started because Clyde was the first one to run it, and Trav was the other guy, part of it. So it was like Tom and Jerry, that whole thing. It's that's the concept of the play, and then the motion was the exact same motion that we ran in the Super Bowl last year, and they actually covered it pretty well at first, and then I kind of looked back and looked back to them, and that's a little risky always. So I was a little like, hey, let me make sure it's open. But obviously, Coach Reed, man, he knows when to call those plays at the right time.
Mahomes referred to it as Tom and Jerry, one of our favorite cartoons from our days growing up. Andy Reid said that was corn dog like last year when they had the motion and then the switch that confounded the Eagles defense, which you spotted, and you said that was one of their issues, dealing with a receiver who goes in motion, turns around and goes the other way like Kadarius Toney did there, and scored the touchdown that put the Chiefs ahead in the second half of Super Bowl 57. Corn dog with a little mustard and ketchup is what Andy called
said, right?
after the game.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're game planning, a team that's not typically great in always short yardage situations, all right? And then the last 2 years, they statistically have not been that great there. We get in these big games, Ravens, Super Bowl, whatever, they always got a few plays in these moments that are extremely creative. You think about that play there, Marquez Valdez-Scantling after the fumbled punt, wide open down the middle, right? So that is the genius of Andy Reid. You give him a little extra time, him and Matt Nagy start to finagle, ooh, wait, when they do this, we can expose some of their rules. Now, that whole end of the game sequence was incredible to me. That was something new, right? I'm a football historian. You know me. I'm obsessed with the sport. I was sitting there at the end, first off, not sure exactly, and I'm not listening to the telecast of the rule of overtime. I'm like, I have people in the stands going, wait, they should be calling a timeout.
They better go.
They better hurry. And I'm going, wait, I think this rolls over, but I'm not sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, we hadn't seen that. So I'm sitting there going, wait, I think this rolls over, but I'm not sure. And of course, my heart was pounding and everything there. And they were smooth as always under pressure and got an easy touchdown.
Yeah, that came up in the press box as well. For regular season overtime, it is a single 10-minute period. For postseason overtime, it is 15 minutes and then another 15 minutes that just picks up where the first 15 minutes ended. The key is what happens with the possessions. The clock is irrelevant in overtime, except when you get to the end of the second 15-minute period, because that's basically a halftime. Gotcha. So if you're driving and the game's tied and it's sudden death and there's a minute left in the second overtime period, you better do something before it hits 0-0. There's going to be another kickoff to start what would be the third overtime period. So, yeah, the game wouldn't have ended, but that part of me that loves chaos was kind of hoping the clock would strike 000 to see what the reaction.
Oh, the fans would have been like, "Oh my gosh!"
Like the 49ers fans would have been, "We just won the Super Bowl. Where's the confetti?" Right. And that would have been just a bizarre moment, but it obviously didn't come to that.
Let me tell you, and we need to go through the drive, guys, and don't start the highlights yet because I know we got some good ones here of this final drive that I think are important to kind of talk about. But you know what I got a feel of too at the end there? It felt a little vice versa version though. Seahawks Patriots, right? When Bill Belichick didn't call a timeout and he kind of looked over and he's like, they kind of look in disarray, right? It kind of felt like that with the Chiefs. He throws the screen to Kelsey. They get the first down, right? I think the 49ers were a little bit like, wait, are they going to let the clock? What's going to go on? The Chiefs kind of quick huddled it. You could tell the 49ers were still talking, doing things, communicating. And the Chiefs were like, let's catch them right now while they're sleeping. And they don't know. They probably don't even think we're going to run a play right now, right? And they had the momentum. Let's not let them get to a clock stoppage to where they can regain, talk about some things, regain a new tactic, whatever you want to call it. And they took advantage of that moment, knowing that they're smooth in those moments and they're used to it. And they executed and that's why they're the Chiefs.
Well, and that's one of the benefits that comes from experience. It's the thing that is just kind of floating in the air as you're making these decisions. You've been there so many times, and that moment, everything you did in your life as a coach, as a player, has led up to that, and you have access to that and that feel. And yeah, maybe you did catch him a little flat-footed and a little unprepared for that final play to cap that drive. That whole drive felt so inevitable, though. It really did. And that's, we probably we need a whole segment to talk about the mindset of postseason overtime, because this is all new. There's no statistics for all the other stuff in the NFL, for everything you want to do. And go for it on 4th and 3 from your own 38. We got stats for that. We got thousands of iterations this is all brand new. And this is all a byproduct, direct, bright line of the Bills-Chiefs AFC Divisional Round Classic from 2 years ago. When it went to overtime, the Chiefs won the coin toss, and the Chiefs won the game on a walk-off touchdown. The same thing that happened in Super Bowl 51, and that's what was so weird.
Right.
No outcry about it when it happened to Kyle after Super Bowl 51. Outcry about it after that divisional round game, and the Chiefs, the team who forced the rule change, are the first ones to benefit from the rule change and win the game on the second possession of overtime in a Super Bowl. Unbelievable. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.